Hi everyone, so this is a video about how I detangle my fine, tangled, matted, natural hair from start to finish. So the start of my wash day, I take my hair out of the bonnet that I slept in and it's very stiff and very, very tangled. And this is kind of what it looks like when I'm ready to refresh my wash and go if I'm gonna wear it. But today, I need to wash this. It's been about 2 weeks, and I feel terrible admitting that, but it's been about 2 weeks since I've actually cleansed my hair, so we're gonna get right into this. So I will be using a spray bottle of water, just regular old tap water, and I'm gonna spray my hair just to kind of soften it a little bit. I don't wanna try and part my hair when it's stiff and hard, so I'm adding a little water to both sides just to kind of soften it up a little bit. And then I'm going to part it. It's not really a straight part. I don't use a comb or anything. It's really just to keep my hair organized because this can be a very daunting task. And then I'll clip one side out of the way. And I always start in the back of my head because honestly, that's where the most tangles are. That's where it mats the fastest and that's what takes the longest. As you can see here, we've got a lot of work to do. So once I get the nape part sectioned off, I will clip up the rest of my hair. And then I'm going to take my spray bottle and then saturate my hair. I'm not going to get it to the point where it's dripping wet, but I do want it to be full of water. And once I have enough water in it, then I'll run my hands through it and then just work the water through. Also while working through large tangles and mats of hair. Going to be using a Creme of Nature Moisture Milk Mask. This is the only product I'm using to detangle my hair. So I just take about a quarter-sized amount and I start at the ends and I'm going to work that through my hair. And this will provide a little bit of slip, so while I finger detangle, I've got some product helping me out because my hair is full of buildup right now. So adding this conditioner, while it's not going to like deep condition my hair, it is helping me get through all these tangles. I'll zoom in just a little bit so you can see just how bad it is. Now, it doesn't look that bad in the length of the hair, but all of my tangles and mats end up at the roots of my hair, especially at my nape. That's where it will tangle the most, and that's where I really got to take my time. So I use my fingers, and I start at the ends. I start at the root and just try to work through those mats. Like it's gonna be a while, and just a little close-up of what we're dealing with here. This is what it looks like almost around my entire head, and again, this is 2 weeks I've had this wash and go and I have not co-washed or refreshed it, so that's why I've got all of these tangles to deal with. So I'm really gentle in this process since my hair is very fine. I can't be rough with it. I can't be super heavy-handed with taking out the tangles. I have to take my time. And I don't start with the comb because that will just rip my hair. So I have to start with my fingers. And sometimes there are knots like this was probably a single strand knot that have joined a couple other hairs and now it's like a really, really tight little knot, and my hair is fine, so it's almost really hard to see, but it's right at the nape and it actually hurts a lot if it gets caught. So I take my time trying to pull out each strand individually. Sometimes this works if there's enough slip there, and if my hair's not quite as old, I usually can get it all out without any casualties. But today, I was trying to pull it out and it was starting to snap, like all the hairs were snapping, so I just decided to cut my losses, took some sharp hair cutting shears and just snipped it off because it's not worth it to me. There's usually 1 or 2 of these little knots that I end up having to cut out from my hair when I detangle. And that's just the nature of my hair. There's nothing wrong with cutting out little knots, it's better to cut them out than to suffer through them and allow them to turn into big tangles. Once I finally got through all the knots and tangles in my hair, I can comb through it. Then we're going to start on the other side. Again, it doesn't look that bad, but the roots, girl, they are bad. I am done with the entire back section, and it's such a relief to be able to just throw the comb through it. And this process of doing my nape took me about 35 minutes. Then I'm going to twist up that section, add a tiny bit of deep conditioner to the ends of my hair just because it's kind of acting as my pre-poo. And then I'm going to twist that up out of the way. This is how much hair I lost in that entire section. Then I'm just going to continue on to the rest of my hair. The front and top of my hair actually is a little easier to detangle because it doesn't mat quite as easily as it does on the nape, just because it's not rubbing up against my clothes and everything. So I'm going to start by spraying the section with water again and work that through and try to get some of the big tangles out with my fingers. And then I'm going to divide the hair into two sections so it's a little easier to work with. Take a little dollop of deep conditioning mask and then work that through to provide some slip, and then just carefully and methodically pull apart the knots at the root because that's where the knotting occurs. And if I am consistent and wash my hair every week, I don't have nearly as many tangles to get through. But then sometimes I get lazy or I get really busy and I just don't have time to wash it. So then I go 2.5 weeks without washing my hair or detangling it. And then this is the process that I use to get through when that happens. Once I've done both of those sections, I'm going to take the comb and comb through it just to ensure all the tangles are gone. And then I'm going to twist up that section and move on to the next. And I'm not going to show you my entire head just because it's the same thing in each section. You know. And this is how much hair I lost in my entire head. This is about 2 weeks of not detangling my hair. And it looks gross because there's a whole lot of buildup in there. But this does not scare me. So now I am completely done. My hair is all sectioned off. From here I can put on a cap and let my mask sit for a little bit as a pre-poo. And then I will just shampoo and go from there. So we went from this matted, tangled mess to this detangled loveliness. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comment below. Please subscribe, and until next time, bye!